Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. On today's video, you're gonna be looking at two Natasha Denona looks with the beautiful Natasha Denona Tropic palette. This palette is just so crazy stunning. I know that it's on sale right now at Sephora, so if you can just get your hands in it, I would highly recommend it. People say that the formula is weird. They say different things. It's been, I think, 2 years since I purchased it, and I just love it so much. I think it's one of the most beautiful palettes that I have in my collection, and it's one of my top palettes from Natasha Denona. So today I created this one, and this is gonna be the second look, and you're gonna just see variety, and I'm just trying to show you how I'm loving my palette, this and my Franken palette. So if you want to see the two looks with the Tropic palette from Natasha Denona, then just keep on watching. Okay guys, so to start with look number one with this palette that I love so much, I'm gonna do something with colors that I never use from it, but they don't have to be colorful. So I'm gonna go in with Sangria, which is one of the shades that I never use, and then Sahara, which is the one brownie shade that I use the least, which is this one on this corner right here. And let's just see how the look evolves. Okay, so the first color that I'm gonna use it with the Wayne Goss number 16 brush, and it's the shade Sangria. And it's a deep enough shade, but I want something red rosy and smoky, something that can be just like a statement look, but keep being everyday. Okay, so I'm gonna grab Sangria again with a little bit more on the same brush, top of the X's, and I'm gonna start dragging it upwards in a diagonal line, just to give the illusion that the red is just spreading towards my hairline. So I'm gonna grab Peach Puff, which is this shade right here, and I'm gonna do the rest of my lid with it. And the brush that I'm using is the E50, I think, by Sigma. E52 or E32, I don't really know because the number it's already gone. Now I'm gonna grab a clean blending brush. This is the Morphe M441, and I'm gonna just blend the edges of the overall look. For me, blending and not leaving everything looking cut creasy or just sharp and harsh, it's what can make a colorful look be wearable and be just sort of bold, but never unwearable and never too harsh or never too tacky. I know that a lot of people are like me and that they're not into colorful eyeshadow because they don't feel comfortable. It's all about personal style, but at the same time, I know that sometimes colorful eyeshadow can look tacky and harsh and just too transformative for certain type of people, and I'm one of them. I feel like I love color, I love seeing it on other people, but I feel like I'm not me and I'm wearing a costume or of some sort when I do wear colorful eyeshadows. For my lower lash line, I'm gonna grab this small pencil brush. This is the Burlesque Pro 259. And I'm gonna grab Sangria, which is the first color that I used. And I'm gonna start blowing out my lower lash line without making it too blown out, because I wanna start slowly first, and then I wanna put a dark shade to ground everything. You will see. So same brush, and I'm gonna go in with Peach Puff, which was the second color that I used, this one right here, and I'm gonna blend the Sangria shade. Now to brighten it a little bit, I'm gonna go in with Gusty, and Gusty is this shade right here. You can see how pretty that is. And it's basically like Peach Puff, but it's a little bit of a metallic and it's more of a topper. It's really sheer, and it has little blue speckles of glitter that do not show up like chunky glitter. They're more of a fine glitter that you can see when you're actually up close. So I already put it on this eye, and you can see that it looks like a sheen, but it doesn't look harsh. So I grab it with my finger. You can see how it shines right there. And I'm gonna apply it just on top of Peach Puff, just to enhance that shade a little bit. Okay, so now I went ahead and lined my upper and lower waterline, and I'm using Invasion, which is a deep blue eyeliner, and I don't really want to use these. I prefer to use a black, but I'm out of black eyeliner, and I truly need to finish the Urban Decay Glide on eye pencils. So this is the one that I'm using instead of a black nowadays. Now I've been doing wings every day, so I'm not gonna stop today because now I feel naked without it. So I'm gonna go in with Cocoa, which is the dark brown right here, because I truly don't want to go to any other palette or use a black liner or a gel liner or something like the roller liner eyeliner by Benefit, I just want to use the palette. So I'm gonna use the Morphe M213, which is this small little brush, and you can see how thin it is. And I'm gonna go in with Cocoa, and I'm gonna start lining my eyes and creating a cat eye only with eyeshadow. So you have to be careful to top off the excess so that you won't get any fallout. So you can see how the top of the liner is done. And I always have a brush like the Morphe and Jacqueline JH07 to just remove the fallout if I get any fallout. Everything needs to be set well for it not to damage your foundation or the rest of your face makeup. So I go again, top of the excess, and I start connecting from the lower lash line upwards, just creating the shape of the cat eye. Softly, you can see it right there. Then grab a little bit more, top of the excess, and connect it, and then fill it in. If you want it to be sharper, you can also wet the brush or use a product sort of like the Makeup Forever Seal Drops. I don't remember the name, but I can do it and show you guys. You can see how dramatic that wing is without having any black liner on top of it. So now I could not resist, so I want it to be deeper because I find that the lighter the liner, the colorful the eye looks overall. But when you ground it with a really dark color in the center, it looks bold, but it doesn't look as colorful or as vibrant. It looks more of a smoky effect, and people will focus more on the lashes and whatnot than on the color that you're wearing on your eyelids. For me, that's just my train of thought when I do colorful looks that are wearable. So I already pressed it, but you still can see the difference between the brown and the black. And then I'm creating just a line, tapping it right here, shorter than the wing that we created with the eyeshadow, and then we're gonna fill it in, but it's gonna be shorter, so the brown is still gonna be a shadow on top of the black. And now with a small brush, I'm gonna grab Cocoa and I'm gonna enhance my cat eye, so the inner part of the eye to create the foxy look. I've been doing that every day for the past 2 to 3 months now, and I just wanna keep doing that. I want to enhance that because it elongates the shape of my eye. I was obsessed about 3 years ago by doing this, but I just stopped, and I don't know why I stopped. And then I didn't think I was ever gonna go back to cat eyes, and now I'm just pretty much obsessed again with them. Okay guys, so this is the finished look for the first look with my Natasha Denona Tropic palette, Warm Soul. So I guess that's it for this look, and I'll see you tomorrow for the second look with my Tropic palette. Okay guys, so for the second look, I really want to use Sangria as the main shade. I wanted to do something reddish, and I wanted to do something smoky. So maybe Cocoa and Sangria with a hint of one of these colors as an inner corner color. As you guys know, I've been using my Franken palette. If you haven't seen that, I'm gonna leave it someplace on the screen. So let's just go ahead and start. Okay, I decided to pull you guys in a little closer so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing on my eyes. Every time I work out, after my workout, my little hairs get like this. So sexy, right? They look amazing. So the first color that I'm gonna use is gonna be Peach Puff. And I'm gonna be using Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH34. So okay, I'm gonna use this as my transition, but I'm gonna pack it in the outer part of my eye. After the color I placed it on the lid, I'm gonna blend it outwards just to create sort of a cat eye look without the cat eye, at least for now. I don't know if I'm gonna do a cat eye later. Now I'm gonna place Sangria, which is this shade right here, the reddish one, with the same brush but with smaller motions so that I don't get it as blown out as we did with Peach Puff. And now to give it even more depth, I'm gonna go in with Cocoa, which is this brown shade right here, and the Morphe M507, and I'm gonna place it in the outer corner. That's gonna be sort of the smokiness that the liner or the blown out eyeshadow liner will have. You can see that I don't want any harsh lines, so even the one that is showing right there, it's gonna be covered up because I'm gonna do sort of a cut crease, so that I don't mind it. But on the rest of the eye, I'm gonna go in with the same brush that I used before and blend it because I want it to be seamless, to be honest. For the eye primer, I'm gonna be using Eye Fix by Color Beats. This is a Colombian brand. It's just an eye base. So it has a whitish cast to it. That's why I'm gonna be using it today. I'm gonna leave the person that you can purchase it from in the US, but it's a Colombian brand and it's an indie brand from Colombia. You can see how pigmented that is. So that's perfect for a cut crease, and it's sort of tacky and not thick in a way. I can say that it's thick. It's not like the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer that it feels like it can leave sometimes your eyeshadow looking patchy. I like that, but it's just not the same consistency as this one. And then for the color that's gonna go on top of the eye primer, I'm in between Pastel Melon and Nudist. So I'm gonna use them both. This is a peachy color and this is a pinky color. And I just think that they're gonna give dimension to the eye. So the peach, I'm gonna leave it closer to the tear duct, and then the pink one, since it's more related to this color family, then I'm gonna put it right here. So I'm gonna place it directly on top of the eye base, and it will pack more of a punch with it. That's the shade Nudist. When you see it from afar, it looks more pink, but when I look at it in the mirror, on my mirror, it looks peachy though. So now I'm gonna grab the small brush that I used to blend the brown, and I'm gonna start blending the edges so that they don't look harsh. Remember that we're trying not to make everything look unblended. Everything needs to look flawless. Now I'm gonna do the same on the other eye. And I love this base because the colors truly pop when it's underneath. I think because it's also a light base and it's not a clear base like the Urban Decay one, that it helps the eyeshadows pop better. And now I'm going in with Pastel Melon, same brush. I just cleaned it on a little towel. Now you can see the difference. One it's looking corally and the other one it's more orangey. They look so beautiful and vibrant with this eye fix, the eye primer from Color Beats, that it truly blows my mind. And now I'm gonna be using the same small blending brush to blend them, and I'm gonna grab Pastel Melon and I'm gonna blend the edges right here so that my eye can look bigger and less deep set. And then going back with Nudist, I'm gonna reapply it in the center so that we don't lose that color. And then a little bit of cocoa, I'm blending it in the outer part of the eye. When you want an eye with dimension, you know that you have to go back and forth to create the look that you want. If you're not willing to do that, your eye look will look so unblended and so not cute that you will be surprised what a difference it makes when you take the time to just clean the same brush, reuse it with a different shade. You can see how beautiful that looks. So pastel-y but pretty. I'm gonna be using Mint Frost, which is this color right here. It's so pretty. And I'm gonna use it as an inner corner highlight. I'm not gonna place it all over the lid because I just want it to be like a pop of color and just to make the look even more fun. Since I'm using it and since I have it in my Panda palette, it's just fun to play with it this way. Okay, now as a transition, I'm gonna go in with Peach Puff, which was the first color that we used. And I'm gonna connect it to the outer part of the eye. I love using this brush. This is the Morphe M507 because it's as thick as I would want my transition lower lash line blown out eyeshadow to be. It doesn't take me farther than I want to, and it blends the color right away. But for the blown out part, this is perfect, the perfect size for it. It also depends on your eye shape though. Now, as a base for the cocoa shade that we're gonna use to smoke out everything or to make it darker, I'm gonna use the Cocoa Caviar Stick by Laura Mercier. This is by far my favorite with metallic taupe, but this is my favorite and most useful caviar stick, and I'm so grateful that I got to try this, guys. I use this color every day. It's a brown color. You will see it now applied on the eyes, but it's a brown color. And I will have a video soon with my entire collection of caviar sticks because they send me a ton of them and I'm obsessed with them. I think they're amazing. Okay, so I'm using the Morphe M213 and I'm gonna apply that extremely close to my lash line as sort of as a liner, but this is an eyeshadow, so you can actually blend it easier And the thing with the caviar sticks is that when they set, they will never budge. They don't need a primer or anything, and you can use them as a single shadow look and they will not budge. So now on top, right away, same brush, I'm gonna use Cocoa, which is the brown that we use on top, and I'm gonna set it because I want it to look darker. And when the creams are wet and you put powder on top, then the powder tends to darken a little bit. And I want to use just this palette, so it's a nice way to do it. And don't mind the naked waterline because we're gonna dress it up soon enough. Now I'm gonna use same brush and the same caviar stick, and I'm gonna create sort of a cat eye, but not exactly. Or a small cat eye is what I mean, because I want to do sort of a foxy eye in this pastel look. So I'm going to grab it from the lower lash line and I'm going to pull it out a little bit. And then I'm going to connect it with my top lash line just to make it deeper and just to make it more smoky, because I didn't want this to be a daytime look. I wanted it to be more glam. You guys can do a daytime look and just figure it out with this palette because it's full of lighter pastel-y shades, so it's easy to do a daytime look. But I think some people don't see the versatility that it has when it comes to creating a smoky eye with the brown shade that it comes with. Now you can see that I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. Now with the same caviar stick and the same brush, I'm gonna darken my inner tear duct. And that's sort of the waterline in the tear duct, and that will elongate the eye towards my nose, and that will make the cat eye sharper and prettier in my opinion. That's the foxy eye effect. It's just elongating the eye from the inner tear duct. You can see the difference right there, one eye and the other one. It just creates depth. And now using the same caviar stick, I'm gonna line my waterline, my upper and lower waterline. And now to make this look even more springy, I'm gonna go in with Sex Fantasy. And this looks way cooler tone than the look that I already have. But I'm gonna grab a little bit and apply it on my cheeks. This will sort of give me life and revive my face. I have to say, you guys, I love this look, and I would actually wear it with my La Rouge Perfecto. That makes my lips truly pinky. Or I would apply something with my finger, sort of like the Tom Ford. This is the shade Le Mépris, and it's a corally shade. I would apply it on top of La Rouge Perfecto to lower the pigmentation of it, just to look more summery. But if you like this look just to shine because of the eyes, I would go in with something like Cherish from MAC. And that will actually help the eye look to shine and not focus on the lips. Okay guys, that was everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have the Tropic palette, I hope this video inspires you to use it more, because it's truly a wonderful palette. When you think about it, it's a palette that has way more wearable shades than bright shades. And even these two shades are basically wearable for every day, in my opinion. I can use a lilac shade just as a transition for a brown eye and just have a peak of lilac. And then this mint frost shade, you can use it as an inner corner pop of color and it would be nice. You don't have to use it all over the place just to make it work. And all these pastel shades are basically nudes. So these are colors that will work for you, and it comes with a dark brown. This color right here, it's beautiful as an inner corner highlight as well. It's a light yellow. And then this is sort of like a topper. It comes with a corally shade, but it has a hint of blue sparkle in it. So they're both wearable. I could actually put this one on top of my look, but I'm loving the matte eye look with the hint of metallic in the inner corner. So what I'm trying to say is that you will get use out of this palette. I try to do my best to open up the windows so you can see the look as I look in real life. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me a lot if you subscribe, if you comment, if you just share my videos. It will help me a lot to grow. But that's it for this video, you guys. Just don't forget to leave an emoji below, and I want an emoji to be something related to Tropic. So let's just do something related to Sahara, Limoncello, or Vintage Taupe, because we have used emojis for the Tropic palette before. So those are new ones. And that's it, you guys. I love you, and I guess I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.